Dr. Emily Turner prided herself on being calm under pressure. The night shift at St. Augustine's Hospital had its fair share of challenges, but she faced each one with unwavering composure until one fateful night. It started with an eerie silence that settled over the hospital like a thick fog. Normally bustling with activity, the hallways were deserted, and the usual hum of machines seemed muted. Emily shrugged it off as a slow night, grateful for the rare peace. As she made her rounds, she noticed something odd. Room, which had been empty for weeks, had its door slightly ajar. She peered inside and saw an elderly man lying in the bed, his eyes wide open, staring blankly at the ceiling. "Hello, sir. Can I help you?" she asked, stepping inside. The man didn't respond. His eyes were vacant, and his skin was pale, almost translucent. Emily checked his chart, but it was blank. No name, no diagnosis, nothing. She decided to consult the nurse's station. "Did we admit a new patient in 314? She asked. Nurse Carla looked puzzled. "No, that room's been empty for weeks. Are you sure?" Emily nodded, her unease growing. She led Carla back to room, but when they arrived, the bed was empty. The old man was gone. "I swear he was right here," Emily insisted, but Carla gave her a sympathetic smile. "Maybe you're just tired. It's been a long shift." Emily couldn't shake the feeling of dread. She returned to her rounds, but room haunted her thoughts. Later, as she walked past the room again, she heard a faint whisper. She froze, straining to listen. The whisper grew louder, more insistent, but she couldn't make out the words. Gathering her courage, she pushed the door open. The room was empty, but the whispering continued, echoing off the walls. She followed the sound to the corner of the room, where she noticed a small, old-fashioned medical journal lying on the floor. She picked it up and flipped through the pages. The journal belonged to Dr. Richard Hale, a doctor who had worked at St. Augustine's over 50 years ago. The entries detailed his experiments on terminal patients, experiments that were not only unethical but horrifyingly cruel. Emily's blood ran cold as she read about the final patient, a man named Harold Grayson, who had been subjected to excruciating treatments in room. Hale's notes ended abruptly, but not before mentioning that Grayson's spirit was restless, vowing to haunt the hospital until he found peace. Suddenly, the whispering stopped, replaced by a chilling voice that seemed to come from all around her. "He won't let me rest." Emily spun around, but the room was still empty. She fled, the journal clutched tightly in her hands. Desperate to end the torment, she delved into the hospital's archives, uncovering long-forgotten records of Hale's patients. Armed with this knowledge, Emily returned to room. She spoke softly, recounting the names of those who suffered under Dr. Hale's care, offering apologies and promising to tell their stories. The air grew colder, and she felt a presence around her, but she continued, hoping to bring peace to the restless spirits. Hours passed, and as dawn broke, the oppressive atmosphere lifted. Emily felt a sense of calm for the first time that night. She left the journal in room, a testament to the horrors that had occurred, and a reminder that some spirits could only be laid to rest by acknowledging their pain. From that night on, room remained empty, its door always shut. Emily never spoke of what she experienced, but she knew the hospital would never be the same. The whispers had ceased, but the memory of that night stayed with her, a haunting reminder of the darkness that lurked within St. Augustine's walls.